Welcome back to the Breaking the Habit charity stream. My name is DJ Clark 21. I'm glad you're all here with us. This is our final run for day one here. We're gonna make it a big one. We're gonna get all these donations in for this run. We're gonna show Umbrella Jill some love here. She's got commentary by Fox coming up in just a second. But I did just want to make sure everybody knows that there's still some goals to be met out there. You can choose the trainer name for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee tomorrow. That's you donate $1 and you can choose the name. That's um the trainer name. Sorry, I lost my mind for a second. And we also still have the Resident Evil 7 language choice goal. Spanish is still in a commanding lead, but we can amp that up. So just wanted to get that out of the way as a little housekeeping before we start this amazing run of Clock Tower with Umbrella Jill. Take it away, guys.
Hello, I'm Umbrella Jill.
Hello.
And this is Fox Plays Official.
Hi there.
Pretty much my
Hello, I'm Umbrella.
official speedrun commentator.
Commentator. Full-time gig
Yeah,
now, guys.
full-time gig. He's done like maybe 5 of my other speedrun commentaries or something like that. So, this is a pretty cool game. It's technically the second game in the series, but in some regions it's just called Clock Tower instead of Clock Tower 2. But I'm playing the Japanese one today because it has faster text scrolling, and the Japanese one is called Clock Tower 2.
Doesn't
So,
confuse anybody watching this run.
yeah, it's pretty confusing, especially because even if you tell people it's the first Clock Tower game on PlayStation, well, guess what? They re-released the Super Nintendo one on PlayStation, and it's called, what is it, Clock Tower First Fear? So that
First
it's
fear.
not even the first one on it's confusing. So yeah, I'll count down when the timer's gonna start. We'll do 3, 2, 1, go.
And basically, Umbrella Jill's doing the Helen playthrough and trying to get the best story ending, which is the A ending in this game.
Yeah.
What makes this game a bit
Easy
different
to-
to the original Clock Tower on Super Nintendo is Clock Tower 1 was just in the orphanage for the entire game, and it's just all about just trying to get out. And there's an S rank ending, which is obviously the best ending in the game. And there's you have 3 friends, and one always has to die. So no, one dies all the time, and then there's 2 more, and then it's RNG, or not RNG, but one has to die. But you can save 1 person at the end of the game. In this game, however, instead of just being stuck inside of the orphanage, we actually get to go around. I think I went Oslo.
Yeah. We're
Yeah,
in Norway
Oslo.
this time. Yeah.
Oslo, Norway, just in case if it doesn't know the geography. But yeah, this game is pretty cool because it's a bit of a detective style, so you can actually go from place to place, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
So,
text at the start of the game.
yeah. You also get to play as different characters in this game, which you don't get to do really in the first one on Super Nintendo. And this one, we start out playing as Professor Bartlett. So we play as him, and then we're gonna be able to switch to Helen. But you can also play as Jennifer, and the way that you determine which character you start out as actually is just based on like how many times you do or don't talk to a specific character at the beginning of this section when you're playing as Bartlett. So you can unknowingly just decide which character you're gonna play. Like the game doesn't really ask you. Like you just like playing along, and then it's just like, oh, you're playing as Helen, or are you playing as Jennifer? So
Yeah.
you can,
It's a cool game though because it's got a lot of
yeah,
replayability. Because, like I said, it's got 5 different endings for each character. So for Helen and for Jennifer, so you got 5, so it's 10 endings all together.
yeah.
And then yeah, also different dialogue choices. I made a mistake when I first played this game, and I got the B ending because I missed that one little click at the end, towards the end of the game,
Oh
which
no.
Jill will probably show at the end.
Yeah, there's like a lot of easy things to miss when you play through on your first time. And then the game does have hints that you can find along the way. And you can go back and review the hints, and the hints will tell you maybe like, oh, there's an item that you can easily miss in scenario 1, which determines your fate in like the final scenario, which is, that it's true. And then it'll kind of guide you to like where you can find items that you might need to get the best ending and stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. You can try to figure it out on your own. It's a little hard to figure out without using like, I don't know, it's easier to just use guides these days, but like when I was a kid trying to play this and figure out where everything was, it's like you know, you're not really looking at guides.
This was
So
definitely this is definitely one of those games that I guess back then you would have collaborated with your friends who also got this game and trying to figure
yeah,
out how to get the ending. Because yeah, the game does give you little hints and tips when you get your
yeah,
game overs and whatnot to tell you what you could have
yeah,
done differently, which is pretty cool.
yeah. It's a really cool system actually. It helps make it feel like you're kind of like solving the mystery. So
And just to give a heads up, in case you guys never heard of the Clock Tower series, it's pretty much. So, what's the main difference between Clock Tower, Resident Evil, and Silent Hill of the same era, and Alone in the Dark as well? That Clock Tower is actually more based on it getting stalked by an enemy as opposed to fighting evil with a gun. So you got to do a lot of running and hiding. So this predates Amnesia quite a long time ago and Outlast. And but you do get some defense items as well, which helps you, keeps you alive for a little bit. As you can see,
yeah, as
the
you
game uses a point and click interface.
yeah, and it has like some really cool like sweeping camera angles and stuff like that as well. It's like a really cool game for how early on it is in the PlayStation.
Yeah, this is 96. Sorry, 97. My apologies.
It's all
But yeah,
everything's all like
there is
fully 3D.
another Clock Tower game as well that came on PS1. In Japan, it's called Clock Tower Spirits Within, and then in America, it's called Clock Tower 2 Ghost Head, which that game is abysmal and not
That's
very well
backward.
made.
You flip flopped it. It's Ghost
Oh,
Head
did
in
I? Damn it!
Japan and
Okay, Ghost Head Japan.
struggle within in the States.
Struggle Within. I struggle to
Yeah,
remember that game.
yeah. I feel like there are, what do you call it? There's like a clubhouse of people. I don't know what to say, but a lot of people do prefer that speedrun to this one. The
It's one of
Clock
those like it's
Tower,
so bad it's good kind of runs.
yeah, and the Ghost Head speedrun doesn't have the same running jank that this one does. Like you might notice, I'm not very good at keeping my character steady running. It's because the game has like where you click once and you walk, and you're supposed to just click twice and you run, but it doesn't quite work out exactly that way. It's like a little funny to control sometimes. So, but in Ghost Head, the character just automatically runs the whole time, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Gave one improvement to that spin-off game.
Yeah, Pazuzu's another clock tower runner as well.
That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, this basically this intro, we're basically playing as Jennifer. This is set, I think, maybe a year or two after the incident of the first game, and you might have saw the cutscene as well at the start of the game where it kind of showed the Burroughs Manor orphanage that she was at. Basically, she's just basically recounting, trying to move on with her life. But there's people trying to investigate the scissor murders, and so far, like it's peace and quiet in the town of Oslo, Denmark. Oslo, Norway. Sorry, I'm a goose. um,
So
but anyway, but yeah, but yeah, as the game progresses, obviously the murderer comes back, and we're just trying to figure out who it is, and 'cause obviously we saw
yes.
them die in the first game.
So the character that we're going to be playing as Helen actually adopts Jennifer, and this is Helen's workplace. I guess she like works at this university, and Professor Bartlett, the dude that we're playing as right now, is trying to. He was earlier trying to hypnotize her. That's what the weird like wavy red stuff was and everything. He's trying to like hypnotize her to find out information about the clock tower murder
Happened.
stuff. So yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it is
fascinated by
interesting.
it.
What I like about this game as well, like although we're doing a speed run, there's dialogues like hurry up, get to the speed run. But when you play it for yourself, it's kind of like just it has like a nice slow burn because you think, oh, there's nothing happening, no spooky house, no thunderstorms or anything. You just talking, trying to investigate what's happening. It's really cool. It's a really cool intro to a game.
Yeah, and so what we're doing here right now is this statue that's on the desk. We're talking to this person, Harris, and they will either take the statue to this dude named Rick to, I guess he used to be a butler for the Barrows family, so he can like tell us more about the statue, or it can go to the library and have Mr. Sullivan investigated at the library. And then depending on where you send the statue, so the statue goes to one place, and then a bit later, we're going to either send the police detective, there's a police detective coming up, we'll either send him to go to Rick's house to find the statue, or Helen will go to the library to find the statue. So you can easily send the statue to one place and then send your character to the other place and sort of like lock yourself out of getting the statue, because you have to, the objective is to retrieve it. So you can like lock yourself out of the best ending pretty early on in the game if you don't remember your choices, and it's a little confusing the way they word it, to be honest. So uh, it's easy to not get the statue back. And so this boy here is Edward, I guess. They're trying to say he was at the orphanage that Jennifer came from, and this is his caretaker.
Jennifer doesn't remember this kid at all. It was a bit
Yeah.
like a red hair, like a bit of a herring to give a hint that maybe he's
Yeah.
potential next Scissor Man. There's a lot of characters to keep track of. We did try to read a wiki just to give a good summary, but we kind of struggled to follow everything. All we need to know is that the main two characters is Jennifer and Helen.
Yeah, so a lot of this run here, see how I already had, it's like memorizing where the cursor is going to go because it's a point and click style speed run. I have like dots on my TV where the map dots are at, actually. That's my secret strat for remembering where the map dots are at. And then I think the game actually does a different resolution for the map screen, so then even further I have to move the cursor slightly off to where the dot is located at. I don't know. And then I have to remember when they're gonna stop talking, so I know when to move the cursor to the next spot. So this beginning part is about 12 or 13 minutes of text and talking to the different characters, but then you have to like actively be paying attention to what's going on as well, because you have to know when to move your cursor and stuff. So it's like 12 minutes of like just mindless but also active clicking before you can actually get into the game. And
Are you
then
actually using a mouse or a controller?
I'm using a mouse right now. That's another cool thing about this game, actually, is you can use either mouse or controller. My PB is currently 3 seconds off of the world record run for this game, and the world record holder does use a controller and I use a mouse. So I sort of feel like it might be down to personal preference. And emulator is also allowed for this game as well. So the disadvantage to playing on emulator is that you don't have the fast disk speed, so there's a little bit of a slower loading time, I guess, in between stuff. But everything else in the game is pretty much the same. Like, it makes the voice line dialogue speed up when you're playing on fast disk speed because it's like the audio files or whatever. But the character, you still have the text scroll, so it's not going to really make the talking go any faster. It just sounds faster.
Yeah.
I'm not playing on fast disk speed right now though, just so that you guys can hear the actual like normal voice acting whenever it's on here.
All right, scenario 1, Helen.
Yeah, so this is where we actually get to start playing as Helen.
We actually played the game.
Yeah, this is when you get to start playing the game. This light switch trigger is finicky sometimes.
Yeah, I could even see if this game's very finicky when it comes to certain objects to pick on. They should have made the hitboxes just a little bit more fun or fair, I guess.
Well, it was like the trigger was there and then it like disappeared and came back. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did. I was hoping. Well, you're only 3 seconds off the world record. I was hoping today may be the day. Today you might get the RNGesus.
I
Get us
really
to the
hope it's
victory.
not. I'm gonna be so sad. Oh man, the what do you call it? I think the capture card audio is desynced from the game. I just noticed that. But yeah, so the first RNG that we're gonna come up to, this is one of the, so this is sort of the worst category of this game. There's a fire extinguisher that's meant to be outside of this door, but it's RNG whether it's actually there or not. So if I was doing an actual PB attempt, if the fire extinguisher was not there, I would reset the game. I kind of want to deactivate the capture card and reactivate it to see if I can resync the audio. I might do that after I go out here real quick.
The moment of truth.
Oh, we
Good to see
got
the fire.
it!
Oi! Let's go! We got
I'm
the fire
gonna be so
extinguisher.
mad if I get the good RNG. If I get all the good RNG, I'm gonna be so mad. I'm gonna pause after this and what do you call it? Deactivate and
Plug your capture
reactivate
card.
it. Yeah. Takes like 2 seconds. That's a little hard to get the game to pause with the mouse. Oh well, there we go. Okay. Hold please. Capture card. Okay, reactivate. Okay, so that should hopefully fix it. Alright. Sounds better now, yeah. Okay. So there's also a possible jump scare once you go in this computer room. So we'll see if we get that. Yeah, we got the jump scare here. So this is bad RNG. I would reset if I was trying to get a PB here, but these little jump scares are really cool though. I don't know how we
I love how he
programmed all
walks
these
with-
computers to do this. It's
I
so
want to see the director's cut where you see the scissor man just log onto each computer, it's like changes wallpaper to kill.
Yeah. So once he's chasing you, you have like different little ways you can avoid him. So the easiest one for this bit is just to go in the elevator because it's right here. And the game is pretty cool because it learns your patterns. So if you use this elevator, I think it's more than twice, it'll stop working. Like the scissor man will learn what you're gonna do, and he'll get you. So that's pretty cool. If it also happens in this scenario, if you hide in the bathroom too many times, he'll eventually figure out that you're hiding in the bathroom, and he'll stab you anyway. You can't get away from him. Yeah, he's pretty smart. It's pretty cool.
So that's what's cool about the Clock Tower series, especially this PS1 game, is yeah, it's actually got a lot of RNG programmed into it, because that's the biggest issue of horror games is once you've predicted how the game plays, fear kind of goes away. So they did a really good job with this game, trying to put like random RNG, like just like I said, the elevator, the bathroom, and even the fact that you could turn the game on and Scissor Man can be there, and other times he's not there. That's really cool. Adds a bit of variety to it and keeps the game a bit spicy.
Yeah. There's also some other characters that you can find there. So the person that was taking a nap in the nap room, if we go back to the nap room, or wait, they're not going to be there. I think you find her body in the hypnosis room where you open the game up with Jennifer getting hypnotized. I believe that's the dead body that's on the bed there. So you can find some of these extra characters. You can see little scenes where you find their dead bodies and stuff like that. There's a security guard in the university in this level that you can find his body as well. And if you take too long in this room right here, oh my gosh, my mouse cursor, hello. Jeez Louise. If you take too long in this room, sometimes you get a fax that comes through, and on that fax machine, and it's a note from the scissor man that says, "I'm coming to get you." So the scissor man's faxing you stuff. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
I'm just imagine like living in if they made like a modern version, it's just an SMS to your phone. I'm coming to get you.
Yeah.
This would be such a cool game if they could. So, just in case you guys want to know what happened to the Clock Tower series, so Human Entertainment, who made this game, they unfortunately went bankrupt. I forgot what year it was, early 2000s, and well, Capcom bought the rights to Clock Tower, so that's why there's a Clock Tower 3, which has nothing to do with this game, but it does have a Scissor Man enemy in it, which is pretty cool. But it's more of a magical girl anime type of horror game. It's a bit hard to explain unless you see the game. But some of the ex-devs who made Clock Tower did actually make a spiritual successor called, is it Nightcry?
Yeah, there's Nightcry, and then there's also remothered, so I'm not sure how the split went with that, like which devs worked on that one as well. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Remothered as well. I didn't know that. I need to do my research then.
It's sort
But
of
yeah,
like a spiritual successor as well, I think.
But yeah, Nightcry's set on a cruise ship where you play as I guess a lady in a ball gown, in high heels as well, getting chased by this is a new scissor man. Looks pretty cool. It's very janky like this, but hey, at least that we got, I guess a pseudo fourth game, I guess.
Yeah. So that's the end of the first scenario. We made it out of the university.
That's all it was just finding the key to the door and getting out. But obviously, if you don't know where the key is, it is pretty stressful
Yeah.
trying to run around this building.
And the flashlight that we picked up, we'll need that for the final scenario. So if you miss out on picking up the flashlight, which is really easy to miss, you would be short that item for getting like the best ending.
Mind if I interrupt? Read a quick
Yeah,
donation.
go for it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
From Chato Taco, we got $10. No comments, just throwing $10 our way. Thank you, Chato Taco. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I could, just real quick, we'll do some
Yeah.
housekeeping
Go
here.
ahead. Yeah.
Not to interrupt this amazing run on a game I've never heard of before, but I'm enthralled with right now.
It's so good.
Again, we have the trainer name for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee Run. You can bid on that name, or you can donate towards that name. Other prizes you can donate towards are the Breaking the Habit wristband, the Snorlax plush, the Mario Babam plushie, Pikachu and Eevee model kits, Mario movie 4K Blu-ray and digital. So you get 3 copies of the same movie. It's pretty great. A Goku statue, a Spyro plush, Crash Bandicoot statue, and the Meteora 20th anniversary vinyl box set. And of course, that amazing Spider-Man 2 PlayStation 5 bundle that you can get if you donate $100 over the whole weekend. Just you can piece it together through different runs. As long as it's $100, you are entered in for that one. Plenty of time here tonight yet to get donations in, so we'd love to read them out here for you. Chat. Let's get hyped up in here. This is our final one for our final game for the night. We'll be back tomorrow, but of course, we want to end on a very, very high note and have some fun here with Umbrella Jill and Fox Plays Official. So I will turn it back to them and let them talk about the game.
Yeah. So right now we're just kind of going around talking to people about what happened. Last night there were murders. We didn't see the bodies because I sort of skipped over that bit. But like I said, that the person in the nap room and also the security guard were murdered at the university. So everybody's all excited about it and talking about it and all this stuff. So now we're talking to the police investigator. And this is the part where I was mentioning before, where you talk to him and then he will ask you if you want him to pursue the statue at Rick, the old Barrow's family butler, or if Helen's going to go to the library to look for the statue. Which we told Harris to hand the statue off to Rick, so that's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go to the house. So that's the route the speed run takes. The house is pretty quick, so you can go to the library and still end up going to the castle either way. So if you're playing this casually, you can sort of go either way, but the speed run route goes to Rick's house. It's a pretty quick segment, so just gotta
What I like
click
about
through
this
all this
game as
text.
well is that we start off the game dialogue, talking here and there. Then we had like an action sequence set at nighttime, trying to escape from
Right.
the scissor man. Now it's the daytime again, just talking and investigating. So it's kind of cool that it goes between the two. It's
Yeah.
similar to like Deadly Premonition in a way.
Yeah, and you click on people's butts a lot, so I'm clicking on his butt.
Yeah. It's not proven, but definitely clicking on the button makes the text go faster.
So yeah, this
This
is
could be another
Rick's
killer
house.
scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, so it sort of does like an investigation phase and then like a dialogue kind of cool down phase where you kind of look around and go to different places and talk to people. It's pretty cool the way the pacing in this is done. And so this is the Barrows family butler, Rick. And so we went to his house and we were talking to him. And I think there's a little bit of voice acting that comes at the end of this scene here, which is pretty cool.
What's cool about this is like this house is just the normal standard like 3-bedroom. How many? I don't know how many bedrooms this, but like, it's a normal standard house. But imagine getting chased by a killer in this very tiny house. You gotta like try and figure out where to hide and stuff. So it's pretty tense. If you imagine playing this back
Yeah.
in as a child or a teenager back in '97, where you
Oops.
didn't know much
Yeah.
better. Oh, you didn't click on his butt? Damn it.
Yeah, I
Lost a
forgot.
second.
I forgot I had to click on him one more time before it would go to the next talking section. And then from there, I just click on this like doorway.
This is man is smart here. He's locked the that window, hasn't he? So you can't escape out. Or that wolf is crazy.
The dog is possessed by Scissor Man, I believe, something like that. His evil overtakes the dog. So, and then there is like limited places where you can hide or avoid the Scissor Man in the house, to be honest. It is kind of like you said, it's like a really small area, and I think they expect you to figure out what to do sort of quickly to leave.
It's very claustrophobic, but it's cool.
Yeah.
So the Scissor Man isn't just a standard like normal man with scissors, but it is like I guess it does have some superhuman
He
strength.
isn't just a scissors enthusiast.
Scissor enthusiast.
Yeah, is he like
Yeah, he does have.
a collector of scissors, or
Yeah.
is he a man made of scissors?
Is he related to Edward Scissorhands? No.
Sure. I mean, yeah, these are questions we need to ask.
Yeah.
Here we
You'll
go. He
notice
shoots him.
he let the dog kill the old man, and then he uses his gun that he had the whole time to shoot at Scissorman instead. So that's kind of cool.
And no cruelty to animals in this game.
Yeah.
Even though he could have just saved his friend just then.
Yeah. Scissorman is bulletproof, as you can see. So we're gonna whack him with we're gonna hit him with the old umbrella.
It's what Umbrella Jill got a
that'll
name from.
surely
It's actually nothing to do with Umbrella Corporation. It's to do with the Clock Tower umbrella.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this Clock Tower umbrella. Sometimes I die here. If you don't pay attention, when the cursor starts flashing like that, you have to mash buttons. On controller, I believe it's the square button, but on the mouse, I think it's the right click, but I mash both of them because for reasons I don't have.
I don't even know which button you meant to press, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's meant to the flashing cursor is meant to indicate, if you read the instruction manual, it's meant to indicate that you're in panic mode. And that when you're in panic mode, you're literally one hit from death. So you gotta push the right buttons, otherwise you die.
I mean, this is like you're playing a horror movie.
Why did he
straight
do a
upstairs
360 there?
I don't know why he did that. You saw the
Why did he
little
do a
ballet
360?
twirl we got. I think it's
What was
because I
that?
clicked in two different spots. I don't know.
I've never seen that. Like, you guys have just watched History in the Making, a 360 spin in Clock Tower.
Usually Helen does that at a couple places, but I've never seen him do it, I don't think. So that's the statue we just retrieved. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Clark?
Oh, it was a joke. It's past. It's okay.
Oh,
Alright.
there is
I
a
will read- I'm
cool
sorry.
jump scare sometimes when you come in here that the Scissorman's watching cartoons, but we didn't get it this time, sadly. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just like a true horror movie. Instead of running out of the house, you ran upstairs first.
Oh, exactly.
We did explain lore-wise that the dog's actually protecting so you can't escape.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think if you try to go out the front door, it's locked, I think.
I don't think you can see the front door. I think it's in front of us, like in this area, so we can't actually.
By PlayStation camera.
Yeah, it's in the fourth wall.
One more donation read real quick again from Chato Taco.
Sure.
Another $10.
Ooh.
Thank you. you enjoying the Clock Tower runs?
Yeah.
So what's the next goal here? We got the statue. What do we do next?
So now we get this powdered soap here, and we're gonna use it to. We're gonna throw it in the dog's face so we can escape, basically. So that's how you get out of the house. It's a pretty short section if you know what to look for. I feel like the audio desynced again. There we go. If you try to escape without doing the powder, then the dog will attack you. And then if you leave the house without picking up the statue, it'll give you like a little cutscene, and it's I think that's the E ending or the D ending or something like that. Is basically going to the house and then leaving without the statue. And the other thing is behind the picture that we looked at tells us the location of the what do you call it? The mansion or the castle where the rest of the game takes place after this. So if you don't find the statue and you don't find the picture, then the game's basically you can't go any farther. So
I will say, and if you've mentioned this before, I apologize that I missed it.
Yeah, that's
you're
okay.
fine.
It's very much like the old school PC point and click games that you also have to type
Yeah.
in like pick up clue or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just taking me back to that, and I'm loving it.
It's
Yeah, it's like
it's
a
very unique. Like I said, it's
yeah.
completely different to Resident Evil and Silent Hill, which Resident Evil came out 96, and then and Alone in the Dark was like what 94, 95 on PC. And then you've got this game, which is like mouse cursor. Oh, sorry, the Clock Tower 1 came on SNES in 95, I believe. Yeah, it's just always mouse and point and mouse control, or using the controller to drag and drop the mouse. So it's a bit like it's kind of like point and click game, like similar to like Monkey Island, but then you got a time limit effectively because you got that pressure of getting attacked. They
Yeah.
did a good job with like using the mouse controls to protect yourself against the scissors man.
Yeah, and when he's chasing you, if when he's not chasing you and you look around, you can kind of find like clues about like defensive items that you can use later. Like I believe it's in the Jennifer scenario when you're at the university section. For example, there's a thing of pepper spray that she can look at sitting on like a computer desk. And she's like, oh, there's a can of pepper spray sitting here. And it's sort of like a clue, like, hey, you can come back here and use this to spray the scissor man when he's chasing you. So there's kind of like cool stuff like that, too. I didn't get my cursor ready. There we go. This is just the little section. So, right now, what's happening is everybody's getting all excited about this. The Scissor Man doing another attack, and we found the information about the castle. So everybody wants to go to the castle. So we have to round up all the characters to take with us, basically. And the game won't really let you progress until you talk to like everybody. So.
At what point would you not just call the police? Just storm the castle.
Well, the police inspector is gonna be one of the characters going with us, but yeah, it's just him, no backup.
No backup, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna go find some clues on how we can destroy Scissor Man, basically. So I guess they're all in on like this sort of like supernatural Scissor Man story. The police aren't really approaching this as if it was like just a straight up murder investigation. They're approaching this from like this sort of like mythological perspective or something. We need to find clues how we can destroy the Scissor Man. He's like, I don't know. It's kind of neat.
If you look at the lore, so the family that the Scissorman's part of, is it the Barlow family or Barlow
Borrow.
or Barlow?
Borrows, yeah.
Oh, Burrows, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
ours.
they own like what, that giant orphanage in the first game, and now they own a castle in the second game. So this family's got lots of money, and they're hiding a demonic child that has the scissors.
Yeah. They also run
No, is-
Scissors Incorporated, the scissor selling business. No, they don't.
Imagine they made like an actual true Clock Tower 3. And it's just like, oh, the Barlow family owned Walmart. Just every single shopping center has just got scissors in there.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we've rounded everybody up, it's time to get ready to go to. They're gonna fly into London, is where they're gonna go to, and you'll see London is just a big forest, I guess.
Confirmed. Yeah, I've seen Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never got civilization. They're over.
Yeah, so we're going to the airport, and now we're flying. Yep, see?
Yep, that looks like London.
Yep.
I can see the Big Ben right there.
Yeah, where's that big wheel?
I think London Bridge actually did in fact fall down.
Oh boy.
Oh no. No. So we're camping. And it turns out that Jennifer and the others have gone missing. Where could they have gone? So, like, the idea... Yeah, the idea was, okay, we'll camp out because we're too far away from the castle and it's getting dark. But then everybody just disappears and we're like, oh, where'd they go? I guess they went to the castle. I guess we'll go to the castle too. So, yeah. Last scenario, Scissor Man. The
Are
castle...
you doing on time, by the way, Jill?
Oh, we're about where we should be. The weird thing is, it acts like... So the other two sections were pretty short, right? This is actually like pretty much half of the entire game. This final section, it's pretty big.
And there's a lot of mistakes you can make here if you click on the wrong room, click on the wrong trap, examine the wrong key. Yeah, you just automatically get the bad ending. Or not the bad ending, but like not the optimal one.
Yeah, there's like sort of a fake key in a way that you can get. There's a fireplace key, and if you go through the fireplace to get to the church, you're sort of locked into Jennifer dying and getting like the bad ending sort of a thing. So you can unknowingly change the course of the game like that. Oh, my audio's desynced pretty bad. Hello, cursor? There we go. There's a key in this little key pot here. I think it's because of the resolution swapping that this game does whenever it does the map section that is desyncing the audio. I usually, when I stream, I run the audio through voice meter to avoid this. So now we're just sort of exploring the castle to find any clues about Scissor Man. There's a book here that we picked up. It's got like a copper cover to the book, and we'll need that later. And surprise Adam's Family crossover here. And the panic again, you have to mash the buttons or else not good.
It's in death.
Yeah. It doesn't really tell you what to do there either. You have control of the character again, but you have to grab the pen off the desk. But the game doesn't really tell you that, so you can also die there as well, just from not knowing that you're supposed to be clicking on the pen.
At least there's a save point right before this scenario, though.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like this game is only 1 hour long in theory. Maybe 2-3 hours the first time you play if you keep dying on Scissor Man. It's a really well made game in regards to replayability.
Yeah.
Speaking of Scissor Man, we haven't seen him
cursor's
yet.
stuck. Yeah, my cursor got stuck. Here we go.
Harris? You frightened me. Have you discovered anything yet?
To any Clock Tower fans in the chat, or anyone who hasn't tried the series out, they actually are remaking the first Super Nintendo game. It's coming to all consoles and computer.
But yeah, I think there's extra stuff that they added to that version when they released it on PlayStation, and I believe they're adding in that stuff as well, something like that.
I think they're
So
adding
it's gonna
anime
be sort of
cutscenes as well.
Yeah, so it's gonna be like a more complete version of the game.
And hopefully we'll get a remake of this game too. Or at least a remaster just so everyone can play it. Unfortunately, this game is pretty expensive now to purchase.
Yeah, it is one of the pricier PlayStation games. Wait, do I have to look at the floor first? My bad. Maybe I have to look at the floor first and then she'll hit the switch.
Even just something like that, there's always little things you gotta remember in this game to try and get the... Oh, you didn't get the Switch?
Yeah, she's not doing it. I don't know why.
At
There
RNG,
she
or you
goes.
missed on...
Oh. Yeah, maybe it's click the floor once and then click the shelf twice. Oopsies. So then Tim, the cameraman, is back here. Nolan, the reporter's cameraman. So there's a little cutscene here where we found him.
Is he dead or... Oh, no, he's alive.
He's alive, yeah.
Are the others okay?
Yeah, if you find all the characters in here and you talk to them, you can save them.
Still alive?
The idea is to have all the characters survive for the speedrun category that we're trying to do. Depending on how you interact with the characters, they can still die though. So you have to sort of like talk to people multiple times sometimes and stuff like that.
And there's like more umbrellas in this castle, so we can arm everybody with some umbrellas. So we can give them that
Yeah.
big bonk.
Yeah.
This castle's pretty impressive. It's got like, what, 15 rooms in it?
It's pretty easy to get lost in here. It's pretty big, yeah. So here's Beth.
Why is she sleeping, like sitting right in that, by the pit?
I don't know. She could
This one is a
easily
bit of
just,
a
like-
mystery.
Yeah.
She could sneeze and accidentally fall in that pit right there.
Yeah.
Can't we just get out of here? The key to defeating the Scissor Man is somewhere in this mansion. I have to find it, Beth. It'd be better if you stayed here.
How many people got to rescue inside this castle, Jill?
7, I believe. I don't know if the 7 includes Helen though. But at the end, it will say that there's been 7 survivors.
The Scissor Man is equally strong against one opponent or many. So there's a better chance of one of us making it out alive if we split.
You have to talk to Beth twice, or else she'll die here. If you only talk to her once, then she'll try to follow Helen, and when she follows you out the door, Scissor Man will appear in like a hole in the floor or something, and like drags her into the hole in the floor, and she dies. It's like, there's a lot of fun little cutscenes and stuff in this game.
Yeah, it's really impressive that, like, you know, despite how old this game is, like, there's always like little choices, all these little cutscenes that you'll miss out if you just play it the wrong way, or you know, go here or go there. You might not even make it to the castle if you don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said,
Just
if you
the
don't find
flashlight
the
from the start of the game.
directions, yeah, if you don't find the directions on where to go to find the castle, then you'll miss out on, and that's the ending that you get. You don't get to go to the castle. Yeah. So the thing here with the oops, gotta pick the key up. The thing here with the flashlight is you have to try to look in this fireplace with the flashlight at first, and then she'll say like the batteries are dead. And that's how you know the flashlight needs batteries. Otherwise, she won't pick up the batteries later. And also, if you try to look in that fireplace without, like, if I try to look in it again, I think since I tried it with the flashlight already, she just won't even look in it. But if I tried it without the flashlight, she'll look in the fireplace, and there's like a death scene. I think if you click on it like twice. Where's she going? Oh, there. Okay.
What was that camera swap there?
I don't know. That's why I got confused. I was like, where is she going? What's happening?
Am I going crazy, or is that the sound from AOL Instant Messenger with the door?
Oh, the door, maybe. I
Like,
don't know.
it's certain ones when they close. I was like,
When it
I'm like, am I
closes.
hearing AIM right now?
I hear what you're hearing now. I don't know if I noticed that until you just pointed it out.
I have a tendency to ruin things like that. I'm sorry in advance.
No, it's fine. So here we find Nolan, the TV reporter. I don't know how he got in here or why he was taking a nap, but he was.
It's like when you have a sleepover at your friend's house and you get a little bit cold, so you need to find something to cover you so you get a bit of heat in you. So it's like, oh, this coffin looks pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is Nolan's tape recorder on the ground, and it has batteries in it. But like I said, if you don't try to use the flashlight and notice that it needs batteries, then if you click on this tape recorder, she'll just say, oh, it's Nolan's tape recorder, but she won't take the batteries out of it. So if you don't know that you need to take the batteries out of it, it can be a little confusing trying to figure out where the batteries are at later when you do realize you need batteries.
I'm not admitting to falling asleep under or waking up underneath a pool table or two at a friend's house, but never I don't know what a crypt.
Yeah. It would be a little hard to cover yourself up with that the lid there.
Yeah, sealing yourself in, that's the trick.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna write in permanent marker on your head if you pass out at a party in that thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, yeah, they won't be able to see it. Out of sight, out of mind, out of Texas
Exactly. And probably out of oxygen.
sight. At least you have penises drawn on you, so that's the I think that's the positive there.
Big W right there.
Okay.
Just real quick, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. If you've been lurking, if you've been chatting, if you've been donating, we really appreciate your participation in these events every year. And we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. I just wanted to throw that out there to all of you that are hanging out with us tonight. Enjoying our last run for the night with Clock Tower here, a game I'm discovering and loving.
Yeah. So we got this little puzzle box here. This one's kind of a neat puzzle because there's no way to open the box. So then you're like, oh, how do I open the box? You have to throw it in this fireplace here, and then the box will burn away.
And on these silly Resident Evil Silent Hill puzzles, just chuck it in the fire. Get rid of it.
Yeah, just chuck it in the fire. So now we use the copper book that we picked up earlier. You have to look at these marks on the floor before she'll realize that that you have to put the book inside the bookcase. It's sort of like that point and click logic where you have to do things in a certain order.
Yeah. I do recommend, like, if you... Where you go?
Go ahead. Oh, this part here, you find a note that gives you a clue to take the dry path. So you're supposed to figure out that you use these lead balls to drop in these holes to see if there's water at the bottom of them. And this part is RNG as well. This is random which path is the correct path. So we picked up these lead balls earlier and we're just dropping them in here to see if there's water at the bottom or not. And then you go down the path with no water. So we're gonna take that path, switch to the regular cursor.
Yeah, don't be afraid if you do start to play this game, you know, via emulation or if you got a physical copy of this, to use a walkthrough. It is pretty tricky.
Yeah, if you go down these pathways without throwing the lead ball, it's a death every time. I think like some rats will come out and eat you. So you like have to figure out to do that.
Just realized, Jill, two
the-
of the speed runs you got to do. You got to do a 1 in 3 RNG because Silent Hill Downpour, the filling in that the dead body to get the key out.
Oh, well, Schmumbler sort of worked that one out, actually. It's sort of consistent. It turns out the correct spot that you're supposed to click, it's going in like a cycle, so you just have to time it so that you hit the one that it's going to be at the same time every time. If that makes
Oh,
sense.
okay.
Yeah.
What about
So it's sort of worked out now.
I see.
But yeah, so we found the police inspector here.
Found the mansion
I like to joke that this room has like it just looks like a bunch of lettuce on the floor. I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be bones, but it looks like lettuce to me.
You'd better take this with you then.
He's gonna give me a gun.
Handy.
Your gun? Are you sure?
Yeah, I got another one.
And then we're gonna equip the flashlight from out of here.
So you're just a beginner. But what the hell? This is the perfect way to learn, right? Being chased by a mass murderer and all.
Gots?
I think there's actually a room similar to this in the first game as well.
No sweat, Teach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like a room full of bones, but no ghost children dancing.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool scene.
What on earth was that?
Games voice actors, I think it's decent. It would be nice if they voice acted everything though.
Yeah, it's inconsistent.
Like the Scissorman on the loose. I'm not surprised we're running into ghosts.
It's a good thing I'm exhausted because after seeing those ghost children singing, I don't think I'd be sleeping tonight.
So we're gonna go check that fireplace again.
Now good batteries for it.
Yeah. And this is gonna give us like sort of like a Latin phrase that we're supposed to say. I think it's Latin. To basically destroy the Scissorman curse, sort of a thing.
Imagine hiding your weakness inside of a fireplace.
Yeah. It's a little tricky to find that if you know, if you don't know what to look for and stuff like that. And there's also the thing is there's 2 fireplaces in this castle, so and like I said,
Actually,
there's a fake key, and if you use a fake key to go, because there's something that alludes to being like there's a secret in like a fireplace, and then you get a fireplace key, so you're like, oh, the secret's probably in this fireplace. But if you go through that fireplace, then like I said, it locks you into Jennifer dying. So
how many rooms did you go to most of the rooms in this castle, or just maybe like half of them?
I do skip one of them at least, because there's that room in the top floor that we just don't even go in. That one to the right over there. So here we're actually gonna shoot Scissorman. Pretty cool scene.
If you don't shoot him, this is what my mistake I made. I didn't pull out the gun quick enough, and I got the B ending.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a timer. You have like a limited amount of time to shoot him, otherwise he'll kill Jennifer.
It's like less than 5 seconds. It's so short.
Yeah. Kids are dancing on the lettuce. That's what is it? In front of my salad?
Well, even
Ghost
I
the
knew
children
the
the
sound
dancing.
effects
salad was bad.
even the sound effects when they were dancing sound like letters. It didn't sound like bones.
It's okay.
Oh.
Scissorman cornered. Lie quiet.
So we're gonna follow where the Scissorman went. We're gonna track him down.
If he wasn't so addicted to murder, he'd make good money killing weeds for people.
Yeah, and surprise,
know.
it's Professor Bartlett. I think, yeah. I
Bit of a
don't even have to
Scooby-Doo
click on him.
ending.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, he's the
and
real Scissorman.
yeah, he's gonna tell us how he became sort of like entranced in the
Helen,
Scissorman
do
curse.
you remember the first time you came into my class? I warned you all about the danger of people research abnormal crimes, finding themselves entangled in the mind of the criminal and turning into the criminal him or herself.
His backstory sort
I
of
warned you all.
lines up with that like mentality that like video games make people violent and stuff like that, because he's like, oh, I've been investigating the Scissorman crime and it made me into a murderer. Like, what?
And Helen.
So all
Uh,
murder police,
yeah,
murder cops, investigative detectives, and stuff, they all run that
yeah,
risk of becoming the
Yeah,
serial killer.
exactly.
yeah, that's what he's saying basically. You run the risk.
Being dragged into the
Ah, you knew what you signed up for, Professor.
I'm not gonna be like you.
Yeah, it's sort of silly.
Luckily, the 9mm stopped him.
Yeah, and basically, so since he became entranced in the Scissorman thing, they're gonna come to the conclusion that he's actually not the real Scissorman, and there's another one that we have to stop.
Over yet.
Yeah, see, it isn't over yet.
The professor said he had become
It's never over.
evil spirit
Yeah.
Scissorman.
Just ask Sidney Prescott.
The real Scissorman is still alive. Destroy him, the murders will continue. Gods, please stay here with Jennifer.
What about you?
I'm going to
But if you do play as the other scenario, we play as Jennifer, who was the main character from the original game. Yeah, a bit more storyline and like different story paths and stuff. Because I think there's a couple of guys that have a crush on Jennifer, and I think
I'll be
the game kind of alludes that the Scissorman curse gives them power to, I don't know. I think they're just trying to hint
Yeah.
that they got corrupted by it.
The interesting thing too is that when you play as Jennifer, you actually go in some different rooms in the castle that you don't even get to see when you're playing as Helen, so that's pretty cool. And she does find more of like the sort of like lore of the game. I need this statue. You find like a secret temple and stuff like that hidden inside the castle, but even though Helen's supposed to be here, quote unquote, like investigating the Scissorman, I feel like she doesn't really find a whole lot of information about Scissorman compared to what Jennifer ends up finding. That's pretty interesting. And now we're going through the final stretch of the game here. The game will be wrapping up in a few minutes. Surprisingly, we didn't get any chase sequences in the castle.
Yeah, so that's technically great RNG.
Yeah.
So yeah, in regards to RNG, yeah, Scissorman can pop out. I'm sure there's some weird clock or internal clock or something tells you when you should pop out and stuff, but yeah, like during the house, during the university dormitory rooms, and obviously the castle, you are meant to get chased a few times.
Yeah, there are a couple places where he always pops out at, but I don't think there are any in the castle when you're playing as Helen. But he does pop out on sort of a timer. Like if you just sort of walk around chilling for a while, he'll start chasing you after a bit. Or just randomly sometimes, even if you're going fast. There's like always a random chance he'll start chasing you. But there are some guaranteed pop-up points where he'll jump out at you. Throughout the game. So when we were in the other room and we opened that box, we found a map that told us there was a secret path under the waterfall. That's why we just did that. And so the secret path here leads to where Scissorman's hiding. And it
Real
turns out...
Scissorman.
Yeah, the real Scissorman. Turns out it's Edward. See, there's his caretaker. Kay. She's dead. Her name is Kay, by the way.
Oh yeah, just so no one gets confused.
I never thought you'd make it this far, Helen. Edward! So it was you? You're the murderer? Time to play, Helen.
So there's this, sort of like this altar over here. And we place the statue here. And if you're doing a speedrun, that's when the timer stops. When the cursor switches back to the arrow. So this is the end of the game here. And there's sort of
dark?
this cutscene. This door opens up here.
Open the door.
Yeah, she's reciting the lines from the paper. And then it starts sucking us in like a big vortex thing. And then the cop finds us. The Inspector Gotts.
God.
I don't know how he's aiming that gun like this, but
He
he's
can
a
get the dog, but he
professional.
can get the scissor man.
Yeah. The suspense.
How many times does it keep flipping back between the
I
cutscenes?
don't know. It's so suspenseful. So we got him.
That's the end of Clock Tower.
And
Almost
yeah,
is a
that's
man.
it. Yeah, we
Human internet.
got him.
Human internet went bankrupt.
At least
Evil
they
has
got to
been
make this
defeated.
banger game. Yeah. You see the audio so desynced.
Don't upset yourself, Miss Maxwell. It looks like we're probably too late anyway.
I still think this voice acting's better than Resident Evil.
Jennifer's
Yeah. It's really good. I like it.
Hey, there's someone in here.
Jennifer. Jennifer, you're safe. Helen? It's all over now.
Yay.
I'm not
Bum,
crying.
bum, bum. Yeah, it's a pretty cool game. So that's the best ending for if you play as Helen.
Outstanding. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yay, thank you.
Looking forward to
Highly
more.
recommend other people play this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm looking forward to looking into this and then hopefully the remakes if there are any. Like you said, there was a couple coming.
Yeah, remake
yeah,
of
they're
the
doing
first
like
game on
a
Super Nintendo.
yeah, like a remaster sort of remake.
Remaster. Yeah.
Like adding stuff to it.
Very nice. GG's in the chat. Very good. Well done. Thank you so much for that run. That was so much fun. Anything you both would like to say before we say goodbye?
No. I stream at twitch.tv/umbrellajill. I do some other speedruns and then also like I play some retro games, some shmups and just some horror jank stuff. And Foxy?
Yeah, I stream as well. Fox Plays official. I've just variety stream. I just play whatever looks cool and interesting to me. I don't speedrun at all, but I do talk a lot of crap.
And he does a lot of trophy hunting stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of trophy hunting and challenge runs. So I have done some very difficult games that the average person would probably not try and touch themselves.
Yeah.
Perfect
So
for
that's
watching
us.
someone else do. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Guys, we're
having
just gonna take. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. The highlight of one of the highlights of my day today. We're gonna take a short break and come right back to say goodnight and tell you what's in store for tomorrow. So just sit tight with us for one more minute here, and we'll wrap things up for day one.